If you have numbness or tingling in any of your fingers or part of your hand or your forearm, keep watching because we're going to go over what nerve is causing that numbness and tingling and a brief overview on how to fix it. I'm Dr. Sarah Swell of Resilience RX. So there's three main nerves that enter the arm, forearm, and hand. And where you feel that numbness and tingling is going to depend on which nerve is affected. If your whole hand kind of feels numb, achy, tingly, pay attention, because a lot of the times when people pay close attention, it's not the whole hand, it's a specific part of the hand, and that is really helpful in figuring out what's going on. So your hand, the first three fingers and the inside of this ring finger, that's where the median nerve goes to. So if you have numbness and tingling anywhere in through here on the front side of the hand, that's going to be the median nerve. If you have numbness and tingling in these last two fingers, that is the ulnar nerve. And notice we're all on this side of the hand. If you flip the hand around, numbness and tingling on the back side, in general, that's the radial nerve. The median nerve and the ulnar nerve are the two nerves that are the most affected. The radial nerve isn't as commonly affected, but I have seen it a couple times. So we're going to go over a couple tests to see, is my nerve contributing to my symptoms? So with these tests, you may have just a stretch feeling. That isn't necessarily significant. What is significant is reproduction of your symptoms. So people can be tight, but just because you're tight doesn't mean it's contributing to the problem. And that's the part you have to tease out. So for the median nerve, there's two tests because the median nerve has two main areas where it's specifically elongated. So first, arm goes straight out to the side, hand goes all the way back. If you're standing up, it looks like this. And that, if your median nerve is involved, could reproduce your symptoms. The other part of the median nerve is very similar, it's just up here. So back, up. And as I'm doing this, I'm assessing for restriction in how she's moving. Like, are her muscles guarding? Do I have to work to get her into this position? Or does she move right into it? She's moving really fluidly, which indicates to me there really isn't any nerve tension. For kind of demonstration purposes, this is the test that I just put her arm in. So to check that radial nerve, we're going to slip the thumb in, bring the fingers around the thumb, turn that palm face down, and go like this. So for standing, thumb, fingers, and pronator. So kind of moving through here. Does that reproduce any symptoms? If you bring it out to the side, does that change any symptoms? She felt great there. So that last one we're going to do is called the ulnar nerve. It's going to go up, around, and her hand's going to go here. So that, if you're testing yourself, my mobility is kind of limited here, but ideally I should be able to get my hand around in front of my eye. I do have some nerve tension, so when I do these tests, I actually get a nice pull, a nice stretch in that fourth and fifth finger. And that's just because I have overall nerve tension. Another question I typically get before we go into how to fix this is, my arm is numb when I'm asleep at night. It wakes me up. What's wrong? The first thing, and this is the most common fix, is look at your sleeping position. If you're sleeping like this, if you're sleeping like this, or you're curled up in a ball and you're some funky position, or if your arms are way overhead and out to the side, odds are it's not the nerve that has a problem, it's your sleeping position that isn't necessarily the kindest to your nerves. In that case, I'd encourage you to try a different sleeping position, which can be hard because half the time no one knows what to do when they're asleep, and see if that changes things. 99% of the time it does. If it doesn't, then it's something that I would suggest getting looked at. In terms of decreasing the tingling and numbness, you can do nerve flosses. So what that means is you take the full nerve length and you're moving it back and forth, kind of like you floss your teeth. And the easiest way to do it is recreating that test position where the nerve is maximally elongated. So for the median nerve, I'd go like this, kind of moving back and forth, move my head with it. So that's median nerve, radial nerve, same thing, head and arm, ulnar nerve, like that. So it looks kind of funky, but that's how you floss the nerves back and forth. Also sounds kind of cool. If you have any questions on your tingling and numbness, feel free, shoot us a DM.